What's up everyone, Alex here. Today, Koei Tecmo revealed brand new information about Atelier Yumia's combat and synthesis in a brand new trailer, which is playing in the background. Now, apologies if this is just looping. There are a lot of information in this press release that I'm about to read to you and react to that isn't represented by the trailer, because obviously Koei Tecmo doesn't want to spoil a lot of things for the upcoming game. And they also wanted to remind you that Atelier Yumia, The Alchemist of Memories, and The Envision Land is going to be available on March 21st, 2025 on the Switch, PS4, PS5, PC, and for the first time in Atelier history, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. Now, in case you missed the general premise of Atelier Yumia, I think what makes this more fascinating than previous Atelier games is that alchemy is actually outlawed. So Yumia herself is practicing what is essentially a banned art, and we don't really know what that's all about. And part of our journey is discovering why alchemy is feared so much. So that's already a very interesting premise, and I can't wait to check out what that's all about. In Atelier Yumia, the synthesis system is called Resonance, and based off of what I saw, and of course this trailer confirms it, it has something to do with putting down different nodes that essentially have this aura around them. And I'm assuming, depending on the quality of this aura, that's how many things it can activate within its vicinity. Think of it kind of like a solar system where every single node is like a planet and they have their own gravitational pull, and you pretty much have an idea of how this works. And as you can imagine, this is a lot more intuitive and straightforward than something like Atelier Ryza, which is a bit more similar to something like a sphere grid in a sense, like a more complicated sphere grid from Final Fantasy X. This press release also talks about the combat system, and of course, as we saw, there is close and ranged combat. The action unfolds in real time, much like Atelier Ryza games, but of course, Gust wanted to make this just as approachable as any other turn-based game out there. Intuitive was the word that they used to describe this gameplay, meaning you can basically pick it up and play and not have to worry about relearning the system all over again, which I think is a really, really good approach. So one big feature that they're touting is that you can now move your characters a lot and interchange characters at any time during combat. They also talked about a friend action combo that you can unleash when certain conditions are met. So it's kind of like a combo attack that you can do with probably at least 2 people. They weren't really clear as whether or not you can do it with all 3. And by meeting certain conditions, players will also be able to activate a mana surge, which will allow for exclusive actions to be performed. So that's very interesting because that essentially means that you have to work up towards a mana surge and then all of these abilities will be available, which admittedly that's kind of interesting because it allows for a depth of gameplay that just wasn't there before in previous Atelier games. There's also a super move called Maximize Mana Surge, which can inflict significant damage to your enemies. One other feature that they talked about is the base building. And base building isn't actually new to the series, but the way that they've implemented it in Atelier Yumia is you literally can build a house from scratch by crafting walls, floors, roofs, furniture, and a ton more. And it's a lot more involved. It's not just like decorating a house or something like that. This game gives you so much more control. And what's really cool is that the game is going to rate you based off of a comfort level of your base. And this will unlock bonuses like being able to enhance Yumia's skills and her companions, which is really, really cool. It's great incentivization. Now, here's a feature that they actually didn't talk about and show in previous trailers, which is the ability to camp while you're away from your base. You can spend your time cooking, which can provide various benefits during exploration and combat, or just plain resting. And they even said that certain character events will only be available at camps, which is supposed to help the development of the characters from a storytelling standpoint. Which to me kind of reminds me of the Tales series, specifically Tales of Arise when they did those kinds of moments, and I absolutely love those moments. I think that's really, really brilliant. They also wanted to let you know that everyone who purchases either the physical or digital edition of the game up to 2 weeks after release will receive the Athlete of Memories early purchase costume for Yumia, the Floating Object of Memories costume for Flammy, and the unique training wrist weight equipment. And you can now pre-order a special physical edition exclusively through the NIS America store. The premium box includes the base game, Yumia's precious stuffed animal, an art book, a set of 6 decorative keychains, a CD with extra tracks, and an official short story and accompanying translation booklet. Once again, in case you missed it, Atelier Yumia, The Alchemist of Memories, and The Envisioned Land will be available on March 21st on the Switch, PlayStation and Xbox platforms, and PC, and I can't wait to play it. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below about the details that you heard today. And let me know, because this seems like the perfect Atelier game to start with. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.